Thank you. Item 1, call to order. I now call to order the Marin Wildfire Executive Committee regular meeting of January 8, 2026. First meeting of the year. Item 2, roll call. Martina, please call the roll to ensure that we have a quorum present.
Certainly, starting with Director Goings,
Here.
Director Rodoni,
Here.
Director Kurtz.
Here.
In for Director Kohler this morning, Director McMillan,
Here.
and Director Hilliard.
Here. We have a quorum. Okay, agenda item 3, agenda adjustments. I will entertain requests to adjust the order of the agenda. Does either the committee or staff have any agenda adjustments? Hearing none, we will move to item 4, open time for public expression. The public is welcome to address the executive committee at this time on matters that are not on the agenda, but are within the jurisdiction of the committee. Please be advised that pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.2, the committee is not permitted to discuss or take action on any matter not on the agenda. Comments may be no longer than 2 minutes and should be respectful to the community. I'd like to remind you to please silence your cell phones during the meeting and mute your microphone when not reporting out. Okay. Are there any members of the public who wish to talk?
There are no hands at this time.
Okay, hearing none, we will move to item 5, which is a closed session. But this is, item A is open time for public expression on the closed items only. I will now take public comment on the 2 closed items listed in the agenda. Are there any members of the public who would like to speak?
There are no hands at this time.
Okay, hearing none, we will move to item 5B, closed session. So I would ask everyone to join me in the conference room, and we'll go to closed session. Thank you. Oh, that would be nice. Thank you. Stay put. Okay. Thank you. And I guess we stop recording, right? We're back in regular session. The committee held a closed session on 2 items on the agenda and did not take any reportable action on any of those items. So we'll move on now to item 6, Executive Officer's Report. Mark Brown will present the Executive Officer's Report. Take it away, Mark.
Good afternoon, or wait, morning. Sorry. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Welcome back to getting back to business with Marin Wildfire. And I'm just pausing and stalling for time while I get my PowerPoint up. And away we go. As you guys know, for the last few weeks, we've had some persistent moisture, which has been really nice. I know that we've had some alignment with rains with king tides and caused some historical flooding in areas that got a little bit higher than we're used to. But the rain amounts weren't extraordinary rain amounts, but it just had alignment with the king tides. But what I liked about it, it was nice, persistent moisture and allowing the fuels to absorb the moisture. However, if you remember the first half of December, we were wondering if we were going to get any rain in December at all. And so when I looked at some of the predictive models for the weather for the rest of this year, it literally talked about the weather whiplash. And it felt like I was listening to a Daniel Swain discussion about talking about weather whiplash. And I looked at some of the fuels, and you should see the spikes of the moisture for the fuels, and then the drops when we hit that dry period. And they're predicting a continuation of this dry, wet whiplash for the rest of the rain period. So, what this means for our next quote fire season, it all depends on when that rain finally stops. If the rain stops in March and we start our dry period in March, then Rachel's facial expression says it all. Let's hope that we get some nice moisture through April and May, and Little League games have a lot of postponements. So I'll just leave it at that. No more prognostication on my part. And then I think we all know that yesterday was the anniversary for the fires in LA. So just a moment of reflection about the loss of life, loss of property that occurred a year ago yesterday, and hope that will not be forgotten. The lessons that we learned from the LA fires don't get forgotten, because I think there may have been parts of our communities throughout California that forgot the lessons that we learned in 2017 and 2018. And it took the fires last year to wake them back up. And it definitely reinvigorated the Zone Zero conversation with the Board of Forestry. And where the governor gave a directive to the Board of Forestry to have a clear and distinct definition of Zone Zero by the end of 2025. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. And now they are pushing further into perhaps March of 26. And it depends on what rumor mill you want to listen to, whether or not the Zone Zero regulations will be watered down, or whether they'll be in the middle of the road, or whether they will follow really strict hardline science. I don't know. I really don't know. And I've talked to a lot of people. So what Marin Wildfire is doing, and what I recommend for our member agencies, is that we continue down our path and follow best science that we possibly can. And with the recognition that a lot of the, I'll call it accountability, or holding people accountable for Zone Zero, is probably going to land on the insurance industry. And so, as Zone Zero in a box, as I presented last month at the board of directors meeting, Zone Zero in a box is going to hopefully help a lot of people either get off the California Fair Plan or prevent them from going to the California Fair Plan. So we have a couple beta tests that are starting. Actually, beta projects are going to be starting next week with Zone Zero in a box. So we hope to be able to give the full board an update of how that's going. I did want to talk about strategic planning for the board of directors now that we are more than halfway through the life of our tax measure. Talked with Jean. I've asked Jean to be our facilitator for the strategic retreat, and she has agreed to that. And tentatively, what we're looking at is, since all of the board members probably already have the February and March meeting dates sequestered on their calendar, use either or both February and March for our board retreat planning session. And Jane and I will start refining how that process will go, including some, more than likely, some one-on-one conversations between Jean and especially the exec committee and or some of the other board members as we move forward. So stay tuned, but we are queued up for that. And I did want to just give you a quick primer that we will, the annual report is, I've seen the 95% final draft of it. It's looking really good, but we'll be bringing the annual report to the full board at our next board meeting. And then to kind of follow up on the recommendation that our board members meet with their ATC and Ops Committee members during work plan development season, Catherine asked me to share the schedule. So here it is here. We'll follow up with an email to all of the board members with the schedule. And Ann will definitely present this at our next board meeting. When I asked Ann for this slide, I said, can you send me the Infinus timeline slide? Because she starts every single ATC meeting and every single ops meeting with this slide to keep everybody on task, to remind them what that, and so this is great information for the board as well. And with that, I'll stop my screen share and take any questions.
Are there any questions or comments for Mark? Seeing none, are there any questions or comments from public?
There are no hands at this time.
Okay. Okay, this doesn't require any action, so is this the completion of your report? Or
That's
do you want-
completion of my report. Yep.
Wow, okay, thank you. That's, thank you so much. So now we'll move to item 7, consent calendar. This is the opportunity for the public to make comments on the consent calendar. The committee can approve this one item. So I don't think we need to say we have to do it, can do all items on it, just this one item, which is the minutes, which are the minutes. Okay, so does anyone have any comments about the consent calendar? Does any member of the public have any comments about the consent calendar?
There are no hands at this time.
Okay, hearing none, then I would entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I'll make a motion to approve consent.
Moved by Director Kurtz,
Second.
second by Director Rodoni. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It passes.
Abstaining, 'cause I wasn't there.
Okay. Director McMillan abstains. Okay. Moving on. Now, item 8, Board of Directors Agenda Review. Mark, will you present this item?
You bet. As you can tell, it's a very light agenda. Currently, the only significant agenda item is the annual report. I do think it's worth convening for the annual report, but I'm still working with a couple of our member agencies that will potentially have another agenda item, and that is the demonstration of a cost share for San Rafael PD, San Rafael Fire, Novato PD, and Novato Fire with the law enforcement rangers, pursuant to the COC's concerns that those positions should not be fully funded by Marin Wildfire, but there should be a cost share. And when we really dug in as staff, we found that there's legitimate cost shares and significant cost shares. And so I've asked both agencies to hopefully be able to have staff reports demonstrating that by our next meeting. We had hoped to be able to put a RFP for contractors for the Zone Zero in the Box program for direct assistance, but it would be a rush to get us there, and I'd rather have a good RFP rather than a rushed RFP, so we'll push that back till the February meeting.
Good. Are there any questions or comments? Any questions or comments from the public?
There are no hands at this time.
Okay, No motion is required, so thank you so much for your input. Now we go to item 9, committee members' requests regarding future agenda items. Do the committee members have any special requests for future agenda items? Hearing none, I think the public can chime in on this one, so yeah. So hearing no requests, we move on to item 10, adjournment. And thank you all very much for your participation today. It was really worthwhile. Thank you. Okay, we're adjourned.